If you're worried that AI is going to take over your creativity and leave you obsolete as a children's author, stick with me. I'm about to show you that AI isn't here to replace us, but to help us in so many amazing ways. Hi there, I'm Eevi, an award-winning children's author and ghostwriter over on eevijones.com and the creator of Children's Book University. I create videos specifically for children's authors, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. There's currently still so much fear within the author community as well as in the illustrator communities. So let's change that. Let's nip that fear in the bud today with this video right here. Let's reframe our fear of AI. But before we dive in, I wanted to mention a quick side note / disclaimer here. As of right now, AI is a highly controversial topic, and I want to acknowledge those concerns up front. Please hear me when I say that this video is made with only good intentions, focusing on how we as children's authors can use AI ethically and responsibly to enhance our craft, not replace it. I understand that many of us are worried about being replaced, but I want to show you how reframing how we see AI will help us grow in a world where it's simply a fact that AI is here to stay. It won't go away, so we can either learn how to grow with it, use it as a powerful tool to amplify our creativity and stay ahead of the curve, or we can let fear hold us back and risk missing out on the opportunities it offers. Let us choose to grow. Now let's jump right in. Not too long ago, I made a video on AI specifically on how it pertains to illustrations and how we as children's authors should strive to learn how to use these AI image generating tools ethically, responsibly, and with care, where we should learn to use AI as a tool that won't replace our illustrators, but that instead will help us and our illustrators make our beautiful children's books better and our work easier. I went ahead and shared the link to that video in the description below in case you'd like to see different ways we can use AI as such a tool in terms of illustrations. This video is referring to the use of AI in terms of writing. Now, as most already know, in its simplest terms, artificial intelligence is technology that allows machines to perform tasks that usually require human intelligence, like understanding language, solving problems, and learning from experience. But why is AI so controversial among us authors and illustrators? The main reasons why AI is currently still so debated and divisive, especially within author and illustrator communities, is twofold. One, because it generates responses based on pre-existing knowledge and patterns learned from a vast amount of others' work. It's a form of recombination and synthesis of these works, where it identifies patterns, relationships, and structures within the data to generate its responses. And because this is all still so new, the legal landscape is still evolving regarding the proper use of AI-generated content. And two, because many of us fear it could replace our creativity, which in turn would lead to fewer opportunities for us writers and artists. We authors worry AI might produce generic or low-quality content, or that it might replace us as writers. And illustrators fear their unique art styles are being mimicked and devalued. So let's dive into each of these concerns individually. One, how to use it ethically, and two, how to no longer fear AI and to instead realize its true amazing power. When it comes to the proper and ethical use of AI, it is currently still mostly up to us, the user, to learn to use it ethically and responsibly. And to me, using AI ethically means to adhere to 4 important guidelines. 1, to use AI as a starting point only, not the end. So whenever we are using AI, and we will go over some of the uses in just a bit, I encourage you to treat AI-generated content as a draft or inspiration only, rather than a final piece of work. This will allow us to add our own input so we can ensure that the final piece is unique and not a replication of others' work. 2 is to always fact check and modify. AI may generate content based on patterns from many sources, but it doesn't always guarantee accuracy. For example, I once asked ChatGPT to put together a list of self-published children's authors, and half of the names it listed were most definitely not self-published authors. So when I asked it to verify its results, it admitted it had made a mistake and updated its response. So we will always want to fact check, which includes looking at outside sources also, and then modify it to reflect our own voice. 3 is to most definitely avoid using AI for generating highly original, copyrighted, or trademarked content, like logos or the entirety of our children's book stories. For these cases, we will want to use human expertise like designers or licensed materials instead. Again, I'll share how to use it ethically for our writing shortly. And 4, we will want to make sure we are transparent, meaning we will want to disclose the use of AI in creating our children's book whenever AI has played a significant role in either the story writing or illustrating process, including generating substantial portions of our text or artwork. In this context, significant role refers to situations where AI has been responsible for creating or heavily influencing key elements of the book. So for example, if AI generated the majority or a substantial portion of the story, or if AI created or heavily influenced the primary illustrations with minimal human modification. If AI contributed to smaller, less central elements, like for example, generating ideas or providing inspiration, it may not be necessary to disclose its involvement, but transparency is still encouraged. So the key then is whether AI's input substantially shaped the final product. And the disclosure would be twofold. 1, we would want to disclose the use of AI in the book's credits, introduction, or acknowledgments to ensure transparency with our readers. Here we can add a little snippet that would say something like, "This book was created with the assistance of AI in generating parts of the text/illustrations." And 2, we will want to disclose the use of AI during our upload on KDP by checking yes when KDP asks us whether or not we used AI tools to create texts, images, and/or translations in our book. So to ethically use AI, we will want to ensure our AI-generated content is sufficiently fact-checked, transformed, and disclosed and ethically integrated into our creative process. And it's the word integration that is key here, which brings us to the second part of this video, how to no longer fear AI and instead realize its amazing potential. AI is here, and it's here to stay. And since it isn't going to go anywhere, we should at least try to learn more about it so we no longer fear it. Something that has helped me embrace the inevitable growth and increased implementation of AI is to be open to learning more about it and being curious about it. And by asking myself questions like, how are other industries using it? What is it really good at? What are its limitations? How can it help me in my everyday life? How can I use it in my professional life? And the more I learned about it, the more I realized that as an author, instead of fearing that AI will replace me, the more I've come to understand that it is simply a tool to assist me. It's not competition, but collaboration, truly. To see what I mean, let's look at 4 ways we as children's authors can use AI ethically. Number 1 is brainstorming. ChatGPT can be an absolute game changer for brainstorming. If you're like me, you know how lonely the journey of writing a children's book can feel at times. Within my family, my neighborhood, my circle of friends around me, I am the only children's author. In fact, I am the only author. And so this is where ChatGPT steps in to become our creative ally. It's incredibly useful for brainstorming ideas, whether we are looking for inspiration for a character name, a plot twist, or even a unique way to convey a message. It's like having a writing partner to bounce ideas off of, especially when we feel a bit stuck. But here's where the misconception often lies. Using ChatGPT to brainstorm doesn't mean we ask it to come up with a fully formed story idea that we can just copy and paste into our book. That approach would only lead to generic formulaic ideas that lack the personal touch only we as the author can bring. Where ChatGPT truly shines is in its ability to facilitate a dynamic back and forth creative exchange. Rather than handing over the reins, we engage with it like a collaborator, asking it questions, offering feedback, and refining the ideas together. This allows us to take our already established concepts and explore different avenues and possibilities we might not have thought of on our own. So in a way, it helps us expand on our ideas, add depth, and ignite fresh perspective, while at the same time staying true to our unique voice and vision. So really, ChatGPT isn't a replacement for our creativity. It's a tool that amplifies it. The magic comes in the collaboration between us and the AI, working together to bring our beautiful children's book to life. Number 2 is editing and proofreading. Tools like Grammarly and Pro Writing Aid, for example, can be incredibly helpful, acting as personal assistants to polish our writing, check grammar, and ensure clarity. They use AI to analyze and catch common mistakes and help us refine our structure, saving us time in the editing process. Here, the misconception often is that these tools will replace the nuanced work of a human editor, and that couldn't be further from the truth. While AI excels at spotting technical errors and improving readability, it can't replace the creative creativity, voice, or emotional depth an editor would bring to a story. An editor's role is to help shape the narrative and to ensure the heart of the story resonates with the readers, something AI simply cannot replicate. AI can be an amazing collaborator to streamline the technical aspects, but the human touch is essential to make our children's book truly shine. I have a whole separate video all on editors, including a list of editors that I would recommend, so I made sure to share the link to it in the description below. Number 3 is drafting outreach messages. AI tools like ChatGPT are incredibly useful for drafting outreach messages, whether that's to an editor we would like to hire, illustrators we would like to work with, or if we are reaching out to someone to ask for an editorial review. They can help us craft professional, clear, and concise messages, especially if we have never reached out to these groups of professionals before. But while ChatGPT excels at generating well-structured content, the personal touch and genuine connection we bring to these communications cannot be replaced by AI. ChatGPT will help us with the technical side to make sure we are getting our message right, but it's our authenticity and our unique voice that will truly make these outreach efforts stand out. If you need any help in figuring out how to decide whom to reach out to for editorial reviews, including influencers, I went ahead and shared the link to my influencer outreach series in the description below. And number 4 is one of my favorite ways to use AI, and that is to draft our book description and our author bio. ChatGPT can be such a powerful tool for drafting an enticing book description and a compelling author bio, but its effectiveness depends on the quality of the information we provide. The key is that the input is just as important as the output. The more specific and detailed our prompt, the better the result. But again, while ChatGPT excels at organizing and polishing our ideas, it can't capture the nuances in our personality that make us us. So while AI will be able to create a compelling book description and author bio, it is up to us to add our personal touch. So like I mentioned earlier, AI is most effective when we use it as a collaborative partner that helps us refine and structure our ideas while leaving the heart and soul of our description and our author bio in our hands. And to help you with this, I went ahead and put together a cheat sheet that shares really powerful prompts we can enter into ChatGPT that will result in truly unique, tailored drafts for our author description and for our author bio. And I shared the link to it in the description below. These are my top 4 favorite ways we as children's authors can use AI ethically and responsibly. But let's also take a look at the 4 main limitations of AI regarding the creation of children's books. Limitation number 1 is the lack of personal touch. I mentioned earlier that AI can't replicate a unique voice, emotional depth, or creative nuances that come from an author's personal experiences and perspective. These are the elements that truly bring a story to life and make it resonate with our readers. So while AI can assist with structure and refinement, it's up to us as the author to infuse our stories with the heart, originality, and emotional connection that only we can provide. Limitation number 2 is that our output depends on our input. AI generates content based on the data it receives. So if our prompts are vague or generic, the results can feel formulaic, uninspired, or lack the originality we would want for a truly unique response. So the more specific and detailed our input, the better the quality of our output. Limitation number 3 is that AI is quite limited to capture context. While AI can generate text based on patterns, it still struggles to fully grasp the subtleties of storytelling, like humor, cultural references, and the emotional tone we intend. These deeper layers of meaning require human insight and experience, which AI cannot replicate or intuit in the same way, at least not right now. This also holds true when it comes to writing in rhyme. AI has made significant strides in many areas, but when it comes to writing rhyming stories, especially for children, its ability to create truly engaging, fluid, and creative rhymes is still limited, even in models specifically designed for this purpose. While it can generate rhyming words and verses, the quality often falls short because they often lack the nuance, rhythm, and emotional resonance needed for a compelling children's book. I have found that AI tends to rely on what I call filler rhymes, sometimes words that rhyme but don't quite fit naturally within the context, which then make these verses sound forced or awkward rather than being truly creative and natural. So the flow and rhythm of the story is disrupted, which ends up making the verses feel clunky. So while AI can assist in generating ideas or brainstorming potential rhyming pairs, crafting a polished, cohesive, and engaging rhyming story still requires a human touch, creativity, and understanding of the rhythm of language. And limitation number 4 is OpenAI ChatGPT's limited memory. Because models like OpenAI ChatGPT currently only have short-term memory, it can't retain information from previous conversations. Once a session ends, the memory is erased. So this makes it a bit challenging to maintain continuity over multiple interaction, meaning if I had a brainstorming session within ChatGPT, if I come back the next day with a follow-up question, it won't remember. So I would have to essentially reintroduce and explain the key details again to ensure consistency. And this is my biggest ninja tip when it comes to using ChatGPT. To ensure continuity, it is best to keep related discussions within the same session. So once we start a brainstorming session, for example, we will want to make sure to complete it, meaning any follow-up questions or suggestions we may have to any given topic, we would want to add and ask them during that session. So these are the 4 biggest limitations for AI for us children's authors. Understanding these limitations allows us to use AI as a valuable collaborator, helping us with structure and idea generation while ensuring the heart and originality of the story remains firmly in our hands. Having learned about AI's benefits as well as its limitations, I hope you no longer fear it and no longer see it as a threat, and that instead you see it as a collaborator that can help us and support us. AI may feel like it's a new player in the room, but instead of seeing it as a competition, we can think of it as a creative partner, one that can help us bring our ideas to life more efficiently and with a fresh perspective. AI can suggest alternative phrasing or brainstorm new twists with us, but it's our voice and our heart that will always be the core of the story. AI doesn't know our personal experience or our passion for a particular theme. It only helps us organize and refine our thoughts. The creative direction, the tone, and the emotion that resonate with our little readers, that's all us. Our voice, the essence of who we are as a writer, is irreplaceable. No matter how advanced AI gets, it will never feel the way we do. Nor will it ever bring our life's journey, our unique insights, and our personal experiences to the page. That's our superpower. The truth is, technology is evolving, and it's not going anywhere. But here's the thing. Authors who embrace this change, who see it as a tool rather than a threat, are going to have an edge. AI is becoming more integrated into all kinds of industries, and being able to use AI tools in our writing process is no different than an author learning how to use the internet, social media, or ebook publishing platforms not too long ago. The authors who thrive in the future will be the ones who understand how to combine their creativity with the tools that are available to them. And so by learning how to use AI effectively, we are future-proofing ourselves, making it easier for our ideas to reach more people and adapting to the technological changes that are shaping the world around us. The world is changing, and AI is just one of the tools that will help shape the future of writing. But remember, you're the one writing the story. AI will never take that away from you. It can only help you tell it more effectively and more efficiently. So don't be afraid. Embrace it, collaborate with it, and let's see where this exciting journey takes you. And the best time to do so is right now. So if you need more help, remember the prompts I put together for you that you can try on ChatGPT. And I will make sure to also add some instructions on how to use OpenAI ChatGPT in case you've never used it before. I so hope you found this video helpful to learn more about AI. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up. It really encourages me to keep making free videos and free resources for you just like this one. Bye!